So now that we have installed WordPress, we're going to install WooCommerce. WooCommerce is a plugin, so you are going to click here on plugins and add new. And from here you make a search for WooCommerce, OOM. So right here you can see we have WooCommerce right here. Let me click here on install now. So from here we're going to activate the plugin. We install the plugin, then activate the plugin. Once the plugin is activated, it's going to open this, and this is called the wizard. Maybe sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So if you have this screen, you can leave this open. In the case that it didn't do anything, I'm gonna open again the WP admin. And from here you can find this button that says run the setup wizard. So click here and it's going to open the wizard. Sometimes it works once you activate the plugin to open the wizard, and sometimes it doesn't work really well. So from here you are going to add where your store is going to be based. So I'm from Mexico, so let me add Mexico right here. And you add the address and the address. In the case that, for example, you are learning how WooCommerce work, you can add any data right here. So let me add something like some address right here, and the city, and also the state. So I'm gonna fill these values. I'm gonna add another postal code. And from here, you can see we have what currency do you accept payments. So for example, we can add United States dollars or euros or Mexican peso or something like that. Something that is really important. So for example, if you add United States dollars, and then for example, you switch to another currency, you have to update all the products that you have in your store to match the new prices for the new currency. One quick example, for example, if you are selling a product of $100 and then you switch to Mexican peso, WooCommerce is going to charge 100 Mexican pesos. So you need to update the values, something really important. So I'm gonna use United States dollars. Also from here you can select if you wanna sell physical products, something like furniture, something like a fridge, something like that. Or if you want to sell digital products, maybe images, audios, movies, or PDFs, something that is digital. You can also check only for physical products or only for digital products. In my case, I'm gonna show you how to create physical and digital products for your store. So we're gonna select the first one, and I'm gonna uncheck this value. So let me click here on let's go. So this is going to open the next step into the wizard. From here you can select which payment options you are going to accept. In this case, PayPal is going to be added. Let me check this one because I'm not going to be adding a PayPal account yet. I'm going to show you how to add PayPal in the upcoming videos. And you can also select offline payments. So for example, someone can pay you with a check, or also send you the money through the bank, or also they can pay in person. So you can also enable this. So you can see this is going to install different plugins. So let me click here on continue. In the case that you don't want to support offline payment, you can uncheck the other values. So next we have the shipping. So let's say that someone places an order. This is how much you are going to charge for the shipping. There are two different options, flat rate or free shipping. In flat rate, so for example, someone buys a television. You are going to charge, for example, $20 for the shipping. That's the flat rate. The other option, in some stores offer something like this, is free shipping. So for example, you buy the television and they are going to send the television for free. So you have to decide if you're gonna charge a flat rate and how much, and also if you're gonna support free shipping. This is going to be for Mexico because I added the store in Mexico. But for example, let's say that you are selling something to another country. You can add, for example, a flat rate of 30 or something like that. And in WooCommerce, for example, let's say that you want to sell only in your country. You can disable that option in the options that we have once we finish installing WooCommerce. So from here we have also the units for weight and for dimensions. For example, from here you can decide which weight units are going to be displayed for the product information. For example, if you are selling really big products, something like televisions or something like furniture or a fridge or something, maybe you want to add kilograms, or if you're in the United States, you can add pounds. If you are selling small products, maybe you want to use grams or ounces. So this is up to you. It's going to be really important because if you add a live rate plugin, for example, let's say that someone buys a fridge. The shipping for a fridge is going to be more expensive than the shipping for a television because the fridge weighs more. So these values are going to be something important, something that the plugin that you enable is going to read to give you the proper rate when you add something like that. So let me add kilograms in this case, and also we have the dimensions, same as in the last option. If you are selling something really big, you can add meters, centimeters, or millimeters. If you are in United States, you can add inches or yards. In my case, I'm gonna add inches for this. And dips. Click here on continue. And then we have some recommended options. We're gonna be using Storefront for the rest of this course. Storefront is by far the best theme that you can install in your WooCommerce store. It's a theme that is developed by the creators of WooCommerce. It's really fast, really easy to customize, and it's really powerful. So we're gonna check this. If you have a MailChimp account, you can also add MailChimp. So let me click here on continue. Then we have Jetpack. I'm gonna skip this because I'm not really a big fan of Jetpack. I'm gonna show you how to add Jetpack in upcoming videos, but not yet. And from here we have the end. I'm gonna click here on create a product. So this is going to open the way that you can create a product. So we have products right here. You can see we have this new option. This wasn't there. It's going to be created once we install WooCommerce. I'm gonna show you how everything works into this screen. From here, you can see we have design your store. So I'm gonna uncheck the second option, but I'm gonna keep this one on check. So let me click here on let's go. And this is going to create some templates that Storefront will need. So let me go back to appearance. I'm gonna open themes because the next videos are going to be using 2017. So let me activate this. So basically in the next 10 videos, we're gonna use 2017 because I'm gonna show you how to create products and everything. Then we're gonna activate the Storefront again, and I'm gonna show you how to customize a Storefront for the rest of the course.